This is the silver 1 month overview reading for November 2022. It's currently October 19th, 2022, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The spot price currently is, according to Monex, $18.30. So the overall theme and behavior that we have, guys, is pretty bullish. We have bumping along resistance, breaking through resistance, bumping along resistance, breaking through resistance, like that kind of behavior, right? It's crossed with a failed attempt to break through key resistance, and these resistances are on the scale of at least a 1 month chart, possibly a 1 year chart. But it's crossed with a failed attempt to break through key resistance, and it would be a resistance that technicals would lead us to believe we're going to break through. Instead, we decline through key support, again on a 1 month scale. The overall, the behavior around the highest high for the month, we have sideways rotation along what was resistance becomes support, key support. And that key support, it increases with bearish momentum out of the high. Behavior around the lowest low for the month, we have multiple headwinds pushing silver lower, and there'll be like a resistance level where you see like a lot of this going on right below the resistance level, like jagged spikes down but back up, like that type of behavior. Alright, so on the first, we have a U-shaped dip that takes place within close proximity to the intersection of two perpendicular diagonal trend lines, and there's a swing trade opportunity involving on a one day chart a period of sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend that precedes a decline. On the second, we have what appears to be the beginning of a rally here, and there is a correlation to bumping along resistance here, possibly breaking through a resistance here on the second. On the scale of a 1 month chart. On the third, there's a failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support. On the fourth, there may be like a crest, a month's crest here around the fourth or fifth, but we have a sharp decline off of it. There's something spoken, like a spoken word there, that'll be significant at the end of the day of the fourth. It's misleading. It's intentionally misleading. And then on the fifth, we have some volatility and an opportunity at a price level, at a resistance level there, to position oneself for both directions using options. And again, there's a crest around there, the fourth or the fifth. There's also a trough there between the fifth and the sixth. On the sixth, we have a correlation to a failed attempt to break through key resistance on a 1 month scale at least, followed by a decline through key support on a 1 month scale at least. And there's the behavior for the day seems to be a decline to and through a support level to meet another support level. We bounce along sideways for a bit along that support level, and then we break down through multiple supports. On the seventh, though, there's a notable breakout that'll stand out. We bump along resistance, and then there's a breakout through that resistance, and that's on a 1 month scale at least. I left out, there's a swing trade opportunity on the 5th involving a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance and meeting a second resistance before pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels, and that's on the scale of a 1 day chart. There's a swing trade opportunity on the 6th involving a sharp decline off of a crest or peak, a prominent crest or peak on the scale of a 1 day chart, and a sharp drop on the scale of a 1 day chart will be involved in the swing trade. All right, now back to, looks like the 7th is most likely our high. 7th is most likely our high for the month. Sorry, the 7th is most likely a high for the month thus far on the 7th. Let me be clear. On the 8th, we have bearish price swings with a sharp drop in a period of bearish price swings, and it looks like there's quite a lot of price movement midday to the downside. And then towards the end of the day, or to the cusp, there's quite a lot of movement to the upside. I'm advised to open up protection near a crest or peak here around the 9th, early on the 9th. And there's a period of volatility that increases with volatility and bearish sentiment as we move forward into the day. Quite a bit of price movement off of the high there, midday high it looks like. On the 10th, we have another failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support. There's also, we pushed the upper end of a range higher. Looks like there's a brief high, there's a very brief high somewhere around the 9th or the 11th. The 9th, 10th, or the 11th. Probably the 10th. There's a brief high that will be easily missed after we push the upper end of a range higher just temporarily. And then we fall pretty hard the following day on the 11th. We continue to fall into the 12th, and it looks like there's some sort of a decision between two leaders highlighted there at a trough, a significant trough for the month. Yeah, a significant trough for the month. And then we have a fast, it looks like there's a cash out opportunity at a day's high midday there, or there's a cash out opportunity around a crest like towards the early afternoon on the 12th. And then on the 13th, we have a fast sudden move higher. On the 14th, a notable decline through multiple support levels on a 1 month chart. On the 15th, we have a swing trade opportunity where we, involving sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend preceding a decline. That's on the scale of a 1 day chart. And then the behavior for the day will be a move higher through resistance. We stay above it briefly, and then there's a full retracement back down to the same price level. And that's not an important price level on the scale of a 1 month chart. On the 16th, we have out of a decline to move higher from the bottom of a range to the top of a range. It should be a significant range. On the 17th, we have an important price level highlighted as resistance, and volume and volatility kind of like flatten out. We see that same price level again on the 18th. And it looks like there's more, either there's some sort of a decision or an agreement being made here that's impacts silver. Yeah, and then on the 19th, we have another significant move higher, bumping along resistance, breaking through resistance, bumping along resistance, breaking through resistance. There's a swing trade opportunity on the 19th involving sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend that precedes a decline on a 1 day chart. On the 20th, we revisit a recent past opportunity when we have a period of sideways rotation and a sharp dip on the scale of a 1 month chart within that period of sideways rotation. On the 21st, we have it's the end of a rally marked by a sharp decline through a significant support level on a 1 month chart. That takes us into another significant low here. Towards the end of the day on the 21st, or early in the day on the 22nd. On the 22nd, we have what appears to be volatility with a sharp dip that'll stand out on a 1 month chart in that period of volatility. But this prominent low on the 21st or the 22nd is followed by a prominent high on the 23rd. We fall pretty hard from that prominent high on the 23rd to the 24th, actually, the end of a rally on the 24th. There's 3 swing trade opportunities on the 23rd before we get into the 24th. Three swing trade opportunities on the 23rd. One involving bullish price swings on a 1 day chart. One involving a sharp decline on the scale of a 1 day chart after reaching a overbought or a prominent peak or crest. And then one swing trade prominent peak or crest on a 1 day chart. And then one swing trade opportunity involving a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance on a 1 day chart, meeting secondary resistance on a 1 day chart, and then breaking down to somewhere between those two price levels. On the 24th, we have the end of the completion of a rally in a unicursal hexagram here. It's a critical moment here for silver. There's a swing trade opportunity involving a sideways bullish price swings on the scale of a 1 day chart. And then on the 25th, I'm advised to be cautious early in the day. I'm advised to open up some protection. Looks like we fall slightly on the 25th. Yeah, we move through resistance, we stay above the resistance briefly, and then we fall back down through resistance. It could be that whole like 23rd through the 25th in there. I'm advised to open up protection on the 25th, and then on the 26th, I'm advised midday to sell my long position for a swing trade, not for a longer term trade, because we have a higher high, from what I can tell on the 1 year, we have a higher high in December, from what I can tell about on the 1 month, on the 1 year. So we got the 1 year here, right? Likely a very notable high here in December. Also for the month, we have a notable move out of a significant low. Then we fall from a month's high here, which is also a significant high for the year, for the year, local part of the year. And we fall from there, but that's offers an opportunity to open up a long position because we have a higher high in December. And there's a notable low there, guys, in November, and a fast sudden move higher that it continues into December there. Fast sudden move higher in late November. But in any case, so you take that and then you come back to what we're looking at, and that's the overarching trend where we're cashing out of long position on the scale of like a 1 month trade. But there's a better position, there's a better place to do it, and we have quite a bit of price movement to the downside. It looks like after multiple failed attempts and there's a month's high here. This is most likely the month's high here on the 26th. On the 27th, we have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance, and we have a new local low on the scale. On a 1 month scale, it won't be like the lowest low, but it'll be a low, like it'll be a new fresh low. On the 28th, we have selling from an overbought crest or peak, and it looks like on the 29th, okay, so the prominent low or trough isn't there on the 20th. Well, there is a fresh low, but there's a prominent low or another significant low there on the 29th. It may be the same low that we see on the 21st or the 22nd. Yeah, and we sell down from a crest or a peak into that, and that we see that on the 29th. And out of a decline, there's a fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that decline on the 29th. On the 30th, there's another swing trade opportunity involving a sideways fluctuations with a bullish trend preceding a decline on the scale of a 1 day chart. And what we do is we sell down from a crest to and through a support level on the scale of a 1 month chart, and we do like a U-shaped reversal below that support level, come back and reuse it as support. The sneak preview for December, there's this critical resistance level highlighted. It's to the upside. There's quite a significant high there, and we'll have a memorable trade on the scale of a yearly chart. A memorable trade involved in a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, meeting secondary resistance, and then pulling back to somewhere between those price levels. That's silver for November, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to take a look at October's video so far and see how we did. Thanks for watching, my friends. Don't forget that rule of karma, and I'll see you guys on the next one. This is the 1 month overview reading for silver throughout the month of November 2022. It's currently October 17th, 2022, approximately 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and the spot price of silver at the time of this reading is $18.98 per ounce. Alright guys, we're going to take a look at the October reading here, and this is just me laying the cards. I figured some people would want to see that. So we're going to check for accuracy. Alright, so this is what? We've got a low on the 2nd. First, second, we got it's pretty flat on the first, second, but in any case, that's a low for the month thus far, because we then go to a high pretty significant, pretty fast and pretty significant. Big move higher, and there's a move, there's a higher crest there on the 4th, 5th, right? We've got one here on the 4th. You could say this is another crest because we fell pretty hard and then we came back, and that's that sharp drop off of that peak on the 4th. So that's pretty significantly accurate. On the 6th, we have opportunity in the midst of that rally to open up a short position. Boom, looking pretty good. don't see a high there, so it looks like the 8th is a little bit off. Interesting. Well, the 8th's off, and then we have a peak here, another prominent crest or peak here on the 11th. We have one here at the 10th or 11th, and then what is that, the 13th as well? That's the 13th. Bam, dude. And then the 17th, let's see. 16, we didn't catch that one, did we? We might have actually caught that one. I'm not sure, but I should have, because it looks like, yes, we probably caught that. That's a prominent high there. So there's a low on the 15th, 16th. We're a little bit ahead, or a little bit behind there. The lows there on the 15th, 16th, and then we have a prominent high up through resistance and then back down to the same price level shortly thereafter. Right there, and I mean, this is pretty solid, guys. With that said, make sure you're following that rule of karma, guys. This takes hours and hours of work and a lifetime of struggle and hardship to bring this to you free. I'm giving it away free because I want to prove to people that anything is possible. But I do need your support if you want this continued information, guys. The channel is now coming to a point where it's we're not going to have any funding after the end of October. So we need to be making enough money for me to support my team, or we're not going to be able to produce nearly as much content. So with that said, guys, I'm counting on you guys to help out. Much appreciated for your support. I'll see you guys in the next one.